Hello, I'm travel writer Daniel Scheffler, and I just grabbed these two lovely humans as they came off stage. Please, introduce yourself.
Well, hello, I'm the CEO and co-founder of Museo Diffuso dei Cinque Sensi, which is an open-air museum in Sicily, in Sciacca, in the south of Sicily.
Right.
And we do experiential tourism, emotional tourism, relational tourism.
And you?
I'm Natalie Besate. I am the head of international growth and opportunities for the Museo Diffuso dei Cinque Sensi, and I work with Viviana.
Fabulous. I feel like we have to say that 3 times because it's hard to pronounce, but you're Italian, so you pronounce it perfectly.
Why, thank you.
Right.
That always helps.
Museo Diffuso
dei
Cinque Sensi. You know, I have to tell you, first of all, whether they edit this or not, I first have to tell you that that is where I got engaged to my husband, on the southern coast of Sicily. So it's my favorite place on the planet.
Well, then you have to come and visit
Yeah,
us.
I haven't been to visit you, but I will.
Yes.
So today you were on stage and you were speaking about diversity and inclusion. Tell me a little
Yes.
bit more.
Yeah, actually we are the first community cooperative that has been recognized by the Sicilian region, and it means that in Sciacca cooperation translated into something, into a diverse, a genuine and authentic tourist offering with evergreen content, and this is made possible by the fact that the tourist destination is managed and is continuously nurtured by people, by local people. This means that, for example, the artisans, they are not mere creators, but they became experiential artisans. The ceramic, the master ceramists, for example, they will turn clay into works of art, not only by displaying you the final result, but also by involving you in the creative process. And what I was saying on the stage is that it's quite amazing because, maybe you won't be able to create a perfect ceramic artifact, but it will be so special because it will be done by you with your hands. So it will contain an emotion that it will last forever. So what actually we are doing with our community cooperative, we are offering emotions. We are offering very genuine storytelling. We are offering a deep connection with our people, our values, our traditions, and we are offering what we are.
I love that. Wow.
I'm going to add to that.
Please do.
Because I think one of the things that makes us so special is, apart for the fact that it's a scattered museum and it's an open air museum, the streets are the corridors of the museum, the squares are the exhibits, but the diversity that you have within the team, within the community, is priceless.
Yeah.
Because yes, of course there's confrontation. Of course I don't agree with you. I mean, Viviana and I will argue at least 3 times a week.
We just met. We don't know if we're going to argue yet,
But you will.
but we will. Okay,
You
fine.
will.
I'm ready for it.
Because we know at the core what is important. And it's that value of collaborating and understanding diversity, and understanding that the diversity that we all bring creates something very special and long-lasting, sustainable in time,
that.
economically, socially, culturally. So we don't, as Viviana said, we don't welcome you as a tourist. You become a temporary citizen.
Great. I'm ready. When can I arrive?
Well,
When can I check in?
we're ready.
Okay,
When
great.
can you?
I guess my question for you is, how do you promote this? I mean, either of you can answer this, but how do you promote this on a global level? Like, we want people to think about this in micro level, like your organization, but then also on macro level, right? Like, it's this thing that we want bigger, and we want it to grow as much as possible. So how do you do that?
Well, we come to events like WTM.
Great.
I mean, you have to think about it. This happened about 4 years ago. This started 4 years ago. And I joined in May, and the first thing I said to them is, guys, we don't have an option. We have to be at WTM this year, and we have to speak and tell our story.
Right.
Because right now, nobody knows about us. Yes,
Right.
in Italy, we are incredibly well known. We've won accolades. This wonderful human has created something so impressive. but now it's time for the world to learn about it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And so we made a really big effort, a huge effort, where we gathered everybody and we're like, guys, we have to be in London this year. It's
great.
not an option.
Great.
And that's what we did.
You know, it took 2 years for us to prepare a very genuine tourist offering, you know, because for us it's very important that every person in our community is ready to welcome you, you know, and it is special, you know, because we are not just an organization that works within the tourist market, but we are a community who are ready to welcome you. And this means that when you come to visit us to Sciacca, you know, the artisan is ready to welcome you, the people on the street are ready to welcome you. And you know, this is particularly amazing if we think about the place where we are, because we are in Italy, we are in the south of Italy, we are in a territory where cooperation is not really the norm, and where also starting a new business isn't straightforward usually, you know. So thanks to this cooperation, what can we say is that today people in Sciacca is living better, you know, and then they are welcoming you better, because if a community lives better, then the same community can welcome you better.
Right. How do you think this plays a role that it's in Sicily? Like, what is the role that Sicily plays in all of this? It's a very specific place. It's a very specific place in historically, contextually, a place where all of Africa, all of the Middle East came through Sicily and into Europe. So how does that play a role in what you guys are doing?
But you know, we are focusing on the why factor, you know. Some years ago, I think until 10 years ago, usually for people working within the tourism market, they used to concentrate on the wow factor, you know. Wow, so we need to offer something which is wow, amazing. Now it's different for us. We are concentrating on the why. Why should you come to visit us? Why are we so unique? Why are we so special, you know? And we are so preparing, you know, very simple thing. Just what we were saying earlier. So what we are people. We are people who live in a territory, and we are the memoria storica vivente.
We are a living historical memory.
Yes. So we are in Sicily. We have, you know, we talk with our hands, and this is heritage. You know, this is
right. UNESCO heritage.
Yeah.
Right. Soon it will be protected by UNESCO.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. Great.
So not just the material, but also the tangible, but also the intangible heritage is it's very important for us to show you.
Well, I think it's like the next layer of Italian tourism, right? Because people have gone to see the sites, people have gone to like understand what Italy is, and people, oh yeah, I've been to Milan, I've been to Tuscany, I've been to maybe Puglia. Now the next, like peeling back those layers of what the Italian experience can be is this, right? Where you're feeling much more integrated in your experience.
Absolutely, but even just going back to that question, I just want to add a very specific point. How is Sicily important to this? Because it's the center. Sciacca itself was one of the most important ports in the world.
Right.
It used to there's a beautiful staircase in Sciacca where the donkeys would bring down the wheat, and they would take them to these caves, and then they would ship them to the rest of Europe. There is a translation for Sciacca that comes from Arabic that means, is it the center, or is it something like that, right?
Different meanings actually, but also this one.
It is the center. So why Sicily? Because it's the center.
That's so interesting.
And we need to go back, I strongly believe this, coming from a world that is so fragmented right now, we need to go back to our core.
Right.
Let's go back to the center.
Okay, that's very interesting. How have people responded to the museum?
You know, finally we all need this kind of collaboration, you know, because actually what we are doing in Sciacca, we are moving from tourist destination as the final target to tourist destination as the tool by which we all engage within an ecosystem vision, and we all work to reach happiness and well-being. You know, we move
Right.
from ego to eco, and it is something that make us feel better. You know, especially I think after the COVID, you know, the pandemic crisis. You know, so I think that the answer is we need it. So
Right.
the answer is very, very good.
I like
Very
that.
positive.
I like that. So I feel like we need to go to Sicily right now. Should we
Yes.
just leave and
Let's
go there
just
now?
leave, like-
Okay, great. Thanks.
Let's go. It's fine.
Thanks for joining us here at WTM. Another lovely day. Signing off. See you tomorrow.